Life doesn't come with a smooth path. One moment you're cruising, and the next, it feels like everything's crumbling around you. Struggles rise without warning. Plans fall apart. Emotions take over. And yet, have you ever wondered, what if you could meet all of life's chaos with unshakable calm? What if pain couldn't disturb your peace and fear had no power over you? Imagine standing in the middle of the storm, not flinching, not fleeing, but fully grounded, fully present. That kind of inner strength isn't fantasy. It's possible. And in the teachings of Buddhism, there's a path that leads there. There are 7 simple yet powerful daily practices rooted in Buddhist wisdom. When you make them part of your life, they don't just help you endure suffering, they change who you are. You stop reacting. You start responding. You stop resisting. You begin transforming. These habits don't just build resilience, they build you into a person who grows stronger under pressure. Are you ready to discover them? Let's begin. Lesson 1. Make peace with pain. Don't run from it. Pain is not your opponent. It's not something broken that needs fixing. It's a natural part of being alive, a visitor that every human encounters. But most of us, when pain knocks, rush to slam the door. We numb it with distractions, bury it with noise, or pretend it doesn't exist. But in Buddhist thought, pain isn't something to resist, it's something to meet, with open eyes and an open heart. The next time sorrow or discomfort rises, try something different. Don't flee. Don't cover it up with busyness or entertainment. Instead, pause. Sit still. Breathe deeply. Notice how the pain feels, not just in your mind, but in your body. Where does it live? What stories does it stir up? What does it want to reveal? Pain has wisdom to share. It isn't here to punish you. It's here to awaken you. When you allow yourself to feel without flinching, to sit quietly with what hurts, you'll discover that pain is less of a monster and more of a mirror. It shows you your attachments, your fears, your unmet expectations, and through that reflection, you grow. This isn't about being tough or emotionless. It's about resilience. It's about developing the quiet courage to stay present when things get hard. Because when you stop avoiding pain, it stops controlling you. And that's where real strength begins. Not in escaping difficulty, but in standing firm in the middle of it. To sit with suffering and not be shattered by it. That's not weakness. That's spiritual power. Lesson 2. Don't react. Choose to respond. Have you ever noticed how quickly we snap? Someone cuts us off, says something sharp, or life takes a turn we didn't expect, and boom, the reaction kicks in. Anger flares, defensiveness rises, words fly before we've even had a moment to think. This is what it means to live on autopilot, letting our emotions pull the strings without awareness. But Buddhism teaches another way. It invites us to step out of that automatic mode and into a space of mindfulness, a space where we no longer react impulsively, but respond intentionally. The practice begins with a pause, just a breath, just a moment of stillness between stimulus and response. In that tiny space, a door opens, a door to awareness, choice, and clarity. Imagine someone says something that hurts you. Instead of firing back or shutting down, you breathe. You watch what's rising within you, maybe anger, sadness, or pride. And you ask yourself, is this how I want to meet this moment? Or is there a wiser, more grounded way to respond? Reaction is giving your power away to the outside world. Response is reclaiming that power through presence. This doesn't mean you ignore your feelings or pretend everything is fine. On the contrary, it means honoring your emotions without becoming enslaved by them. You become the calm observer, the steady presence behind the storm. You respond from your center, not from your wounds. It's a skill that takes practice, but with time, you begin to notice. You're no longer being dragged around by every emotional wave. You're learning to surf. You're learning to choose. And with every conscious response, you're creating a life shaped not by chaos, but by wisdom. This is mindfulness in action, meeting life, not with reaction, but with reflection. Lesson 3. Train your mind before the world trains it for you. Your mornings are powerful, more powerful than most people realize. The way you begin your day shapes how you move through it. But for many, the morning is a race against time, scrolling through notifications, chasing to-do lists, already overwhelmed before the sun is fully up. But in Buddhist practice, the first moments after waking are seen as sacred, an opening to set the tone for your inner world before the outer world rushes in. So instead of diving headfirst into chaos, choose stillness. When your eyes open, resist the urge to reach for your phone or check your inbox. Instead, sit in silence, breathe deeply, ground yourself in the present moment. Feel your breath, notice your thoughts, and listen inward. These few quiet minutes can anchor your entire day. Like a warrior sharpens their blade, you are sharpening your mind. Because without that preparation, you'll move through the day reacting, not leading. You'll be pulled by demands instead of guided by intention. That's why morning discipline matters. Meditation, reflection, setting an intention, even 5 quiet minutes of breathing. These acts tune your mind to clarity. They create space for peace before stress has a chance to take hold. And this isn't just a one-time fix. It's a daily practice. Mental discipline is like physical fitness. It only strengthens through consistent effort. Each morning becomes a gentle training ground where you align your thoughts, emotions, and energy with your deeper values. Ask yourself, what do I want to embody today? Calm, patience, focus, compassion. Let those qualities lead you. Whether you meditate, stretch, journal, or simply sit in mindful silence, you are creating an inner environment that supports your growth. And when life throws challenges your way, as it will, you'll meet them not with panic, but with presence. A disciplined morning creates an unshakable mind, and an unshakable mind creates a life of quiet strength. Lesson 4. Release what's beyond your reach. Much of our suffering comes from clinging, gripping tightly to people, outcomes, or situations, as if we could steer every detail of life. We believe that if we worry enough or try hard enough, we can shape reality to our liking. But when things stray from our plans, frustration, anxiety, or anger quickly follow. Here's the hard but liberating truth. Many aspects of life are simply outside our control. Other people's actions, the shifting winds of fortune, the unpredictable flow of events, these are not ours to command. Yet, so often, we drain ourselves attempting the impossible, to micromanage the uncontrollable. Buddhism offers a powerful remedy, detachment. Not as cold indifference, but as a peaceful acceptance that allows us to conserve our energy for what truly matters, our own choices, thoughts, and responses. Letting go doesn't mean surrendering or giving up. It means trusting in the natural unfolding of life. It's understanding that while your effort is yours alone to command, the results are part of a larger story, one that might hold unexpected lessons or new paths. Imagine working hard toward a goal, only for things to not go your way. That doesn't mean failure. It means that the outcome is just one thread in a bigger tapestry. There is wisdom in every detour and delay. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you open yourself to acceptance, and with acceptance comes peace. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as invitations to grow. Practically, this means becoming aware of where your energy is going. Are you stuck worrying over things you can't influence? If so, it's like trying to command the weather. You can't stop the rain, but you can choose to carry an umbrella and walk with grace through the storm. This habit also includes forgiveness of others and yourself. Holding grudges weighs heavy on the heart. Forgiveness, as Buddhism teaches, is a path to freedom. It frees you from carrying burdens that are not yours to bear, allowing healing and renewal. Letting go is a strength, not weakness. It is the courage to trust life's flow, to stop micromanaging every detail, and to live with peace rooted in the present moment. When you practice this, you'll find yourself lighter, calmer, and more resilient, unchanged by the chaos outside, grounded in the calm within. Lesson 5. Be relentless in shaping your environment. The world you live in molds your thoughts, feelings, and ultimately, your reality more deeply than you might realize. You've probably heard the saying that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But it's not just about people, it's about the entire atmosphere you choose to immerse yourself in. Your environment, whether physical, social, or digital, exerts a powerful influence on your mindset and emotional well-being. In Buddhist tradition, Sangha, the community you keep, is vital. The energy, attitudes, and values of those around you can either lift you toward growth or pull you down into stagnation. Similarly, the physical spaces you inhabit, the conversations you engage in, and even the objects you surround yourself with, all contribute to either cultivating peace or fueling distraction. Being ruthless with your environment doesn't mean cutting ties abruptly or becoming inflexible. It means becoming intentional, choosing carefully what and who you allow into your mental and emotional space. It's recognizing the profound effect your surroundings have on your inner state and acting to protect your peace. Think about the people you spend time with. Have you ever noticed how draining it can feel after being around someone who constantly complains, judges, or spreads negativity? That energy is contagious. Spending too much time with pessimistic or toxic individuals wears you down. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and encourage you, your mindset naturally elevates. Ruthlessness in this context means setting boundaries. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your time or energy, especially if they bring you down. This might mean gently distancing yourself from negativity or limiting exposure to drama. It's not about cruelty, but about self-respect and clarity. Your physical space matters just as much. Look around your room, your desk, your home. Does it foster calm and focus, or chaos and distraction? A cluttered environment often reflects a cluttered mind. Buddhist teachings emphasize that a clean, peaceful space mirrors inner clarity. When your surroundings are serene and orderly, it's easier to maintain a clear, calm mind. Make it a daily practice to clear the clutter. Design your environment to nurture your spirit, whether that's a quiet nook for meditation, a bright room with plants and natural light, or a minimalist workspace that invites focus. Your surroundings should uplift you, not weigh you down with stress or distraction. And then there's the digital realm, the constant flood of information, noise, and distractions we face every day. What you consume through media, news, social platforms, shows, podcasts, and books plays a huge role in your mental climate. Are these inputs enriching your mind and soul, or are they draining your energy and peace? Be discerning. If something doesn't inspire, teach, or uplift you, let it go. Fill your mental space with wisdom, growth, and clarity instead of chaos and negativity. In today's world, guarding your attention is one of the most important acts of self-care. Being ruthless with your environment means curating a life that supports your growth, peace, and success. When you intentionally choose the people, places, and media you allow into your life, you're shaping the energy and mindset that will carry you through challenges with strength and resilience. This habit doesn't just help you survive life's noise, it empowers you to thrive. By removing distractions and negativity, you create a sanctuary for peace, creativity, and focus to blossom. When your environment aligns with your values and goals, you become unstoppable, anchored in calm and clarity, no matter what storms arise around you. Lesson 6. Anchor yourself in who you truly are. Amid the noise of daily life, it's easy to drift away from your true self. The world shouts over your silence, offering labels, pushing expectations, and distracting you from your core. Before you even realize it, your mind begins echoing the opinions of others, chasing standards that were never your own. But Buddhism teaches a quiet truth. Liberation begins with knowing yourself, not just your name or role, but your deepest essence. It's a sacred remembrance of who you are beneath all the noise, and it must become a daily ritual. Every morning, before the outside world floods in, take a quiet moment to return to yourself. Reflect, remember, realign. Ask yourself, who am I beneath the opinions of others? What matters most to me, not just today, but always? What kind of presence do I want to bring into the world today? Without this grounding, it's easy to get swept away. Doubt creeps in. Insecurity takes root. You start living from reaction instead of intention. But the moment you remember who you truly are, everything changes. You become anchored in clarity, strengthened by self-awareness, and rooted in peace. This practice isn't about ego or self-importance. It's about truth. It's about staying centered in a world that pulls you in every direction. When you start your day with this kind of reflection, you build an inner foundation that doesn't crack under pressure. Try this. Begin each morning with a few quiet affirmations. Speak them aloud or write them down. I am grounded, no matter how loud the world becomes. I am resilient, calm, and steady through every storm. I live with purpose, and I honor the values that guide me. These aren't just words. They're reminders of your inner power, of your ability to choose how you show up, even when life gets messy. And the more often you repeat them, the more naturally you'll live them. Buddhism reminds us that the mind is both a garden and a gate. What you plant and protect determines what grows. When you intentionally remind yourself of who you are, you stop reacting to life and begin responding with wisdom. Make it visual if it helps. Place your affirmations where you'll see them. Create a board that reflects your values. Let these visuals quietly affirm your truth, day by day, until they become second nature. Because when you live in remembrance of who you are, you move through the world differently. You make clearer decisions, you focus with more ease, and you walk with a kind of peace that no chaos can shake. Even in your hardest moments, this practice becomes your return path. When the world feels heavy, come back to yourself. You'll find strength there. You'll find clarity. And most importantly, you'll find that the person you've been searching for has always been within you. Lesson 7. The quiet power of daily progress. Real success rarely arrives in dramatic bursts. It unfolds slowly, built moment by moment through the choices we make each day. Yet in a world driven by speed and instant rewards, we're trained to crave quick victories. We're told to chase the shortcut, to expect change overnight. But Buddhist wisdom teaches us something far more profound, that true transformation begins in the smallest of actions, repeated with consistency and intention. There's a saying that echoes through the teachings of the Buddha. Your future is shaped by what you do every day, not once in a while, not when it's convenient, but every single day. We often think success requires massive effort. In truth, it's the simple, often overlooked steps, taken daily, that build a strong foundation. Whether it's sitting quietly to meditate, choosing mindful words in conversation, or practicing patience in a stressful moment, these are the real building blocks of a meaningful life. This is the essence of the compound effect. How small habits, when practiced consistently, create extraordinary change. Imagine you're trying to deepen your meditation practice. Starting with 30 minutes a day might feel like too much. But what if you began with just 5 minutes? And each day, you added 1 more minute. Little by little, those few minutes grow. Your practice strengthens. Your mind calms. Your discipline deepens. Before long, you've built a habit rooted not in pressure, but in presence. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. It's the small victories, the gentle discipline, the quiet effort that few see, but that reshapes who you are. And when you focus on these small wins each day, you ease the burden of needing to have it all figured out. You begin to let go of the pressure to succeed instantly. Instead, you become present with the journey, and that presence is where peace lives. In Buddhism, this approach is mirrored in the practice of mindfulness. When you bring your full attention to a single breath, a simple task, or a quiet step, you elevate that moment into something sacred. Even the smallest action becomes an offering, a chance to grow, to build inner strength, to succeed in spirit. But let's be honest, these daily steps won't always feel inspiring. Some days, you'll resist. You'll feel distracted, discouraged, or drained. And yet, those are the days that matter most. Because progress isn't about how you feel, it's about what you choose. And choosing to keep going, even without visible results, is where the real power lies. Think of it like tending to a seed. At first, there's no sign of growth, but each time you water it, you're building something unseen. And then, slowly, steadily, it begins to rise. That's what daily wins do. They create invisible momentum that over time becomes visible strength. They shift your mindset from, I have to be perfect, to, I just need to keep showing up. And that shift changes everything. You stop obsessing over where you're going and begin appreciating how far you've come. The more you practice, the more resilience you build. You begin to see that success isn't a finish line. It's a rhythm, a way of living. And there's more. Every small win builds confidence. Every completed task, every act of discipline adds to your inner momentum. That confidence feeds your motivation, and suddenly, things that once felt impossible become part of your daily life. But this isn't just about goals, it's about identity. Each tiny act of effort is shaping who you are. Whether it's a 5-minute meditation, completing a work task with focus, or taking a deep breath instead of reacting, these are the acts that strengthen your character. You become someone who shows up, someone who follows through, someone who stands steady in a chaotic world. To truly embody this principle, turn it into ritual. Ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do today that brings me closer to my purpose? How can I stay present and consistent, even when results aren't immediate? What tiny win can I claim right now that builds my future self? Each small effort is a stone in the path you're walking. And as you keep showing up for yourself, day after day, those stones become a solid foundation. A path that leads not just to success, but to deep inner transformation. It may not be loud or flashy, but it's real. And over time, it becomes unshakable. Conclusion: build the unshakable you. And there it is. 7 timeless practices that, when lived with consistency, can shape a life of deep strength and unshakable peace. These aren't grand gestures meant to impress the world. They're steady, grounded habits that build the kind of inner resilience no storm can shake. These are the roots beneath the surface, quiet but powerful. Sit with discomfort. Don't flee from it. Face your pain with courage and compassion. Every moment of struggle is an invitation to grow stronger. Respond, don't react. Step back. Breathe. Choose clarity over chaos. You always have the power to respond with wisdom. Train your mind each morning. Begin the day with stillness and intention. What you do in your first moments sets the tone for everything that follows. Release what you can't control. Let go of attachment and trust the flow of life. The more you surrender, the more peace you find. Shape your surroundings with care. Your environment matters. Design it to support your highest self and remove what pulls you off course. Reconnect with who you are. Every day, remind yourself of your truth, your values, your essence. Root yourself in identity, not opinions. Honor the quiet strength of small daily wins. True success is a slow build. Keep showing up. Keep planting seeds. Growth is happening, even when you can't see it. Buddhist wisdom reminds us, nothing lasting comes in haste. Transformation isn't a flash of lightning, it's the rising sun, quiet and certain. When you practice these habits daily, you don't just survive the challenges of life, you meet them with grace. Like a tree with deep roots, you may sway in the storm, but you won't fall. You'll endure, you'll grow, you'll become something solid in a world that constantly shifts. Take a deep breath. Right now, in this moment, you already have everything you need. You have the ability to choose presence over pressure, peace over panic, purpose over distraction. So keep going, keep practicing. The more you return to these habits, the more naturally they'll become a part of you. And soon, you'll no longer need to try to be unshakable. You'll simply be. If this message brought you clarity or strength, support the channel by liking this video, sharing it with someone who needs it, and subscribing for more weekly wisdom. And in the comments, let us know, which habit are you committing to today? We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, walk gently, breathe deeply, and trust your path. Your peace is already within you.